Hi Gemini, this is Castology. I'm here to read your January 2020 tarot. It was basically all the energies kind of like that I gathered in terms of like the reading for the end of the month. And so I already have your story here compiled. So I'm going to start telling you your story. We begin the story with an energy of the Four of Swords. For me, this is something that was in regards to a conversation that was discussing a financial matter or financial aspect. And right now you're standing back and like evaluating the situation for yourself, like kind of shocked because there's like a indecision or a 50-50 kind of like vibe to this, because whatever was like whatever conversation, whatever brought forth this conversation has a background of like a financial matter or something in regards to your abundance, what keeps you grounded and stable, surrounds you every day in your life, I guess. And this conversation only brought some sort of level of uncertainty because there was some knowledge gained from this conversation. But then it brought a level of understanding from this uncertainty that also caused another conversation about this that brought another level of uncertainty. So now you're like, okay, so now what? This gets clarified with the Page of Wands because this now what turns passionate. So there's a message that gets sent out regarding this because someone wants to know, or someone wants to even get more involved regarding this matter, because it's like it's not over. So this passion, this fire is still there. This message is it's already up and running. This conversation is already processing or being delivered and sent. This gets clarified with the Page of Coins. So with the Page of Pentacles, it's only signifying that at this level now, right, you're understanding that there's a lesson that you learned from all of this. And if you didn't know something, you kind of were shown what it was. So there was a lesson being learned. And in general, there was knowledge being gained from whatever it is that you didn't understand that initiated the conversation regarding some sort of financial aspect or abundant new beginning or anything relating to your stability or to your foundation or anything regarding that aspect. Okay. So whatever was gathered and understood and learned from this and shown and proven brought the Ten of Swords with it. So with the Ten of Swords, now we're here understanding the communication and what this really was about, and it kind of like upsets you in understanding this because it's a knowledge that you now weren't really hoping you were going to have to face or find. So as we move forward, this brings it back into focus. So now we're initiating this brand new beginning now because of this new understanding that you gained with the Page of Pentacles. Now that you know this, it's like initiating a brand new start to either look into this matter or focus on this matter right now in a fresh new way. This could also signify you're dealing with an earth sign such as a Virgo, a Taurus, or a Capricorn. This gets clarified with the Four of Cups. Whatever this financial or abundant new beginning is relating to, or if it's regarding your overall stability or foundations. This could also signify that you could be dealing with someone who's an earth sign that has water in their chart, such as like a Pisces, a Cancer, or a Scorpio, or vice versa. But in terms of this initial new beginning, what I see here is that there's certain people or groups that have some sort of like emotional tie or connection to this, or they have their own opinions and perspective about it and want to put their own sense into the matter. But it's because they have an affiliation to this or connection to this in an emotional way, like some kind of level of concern to this matter. That's why it starts all over again from the beginning in terms of like really understanding the beginning of it all to process it in terms of this financial new start. So what happens is that now we have the Hierophant. So as this card is a major arcana, so on your journey, it dawns on you right now and you learned your lesson. Like right now, you understanding everything for what it is moving forward. You're going to say, oh, okay, so I thought I knew it all, but I really didn't know anything actually. That's very interesting. But gaining this knowledge, it was extreme wisdom that was gathered that led to higher levels of understanding, possible contracts, legal matters, anything relating to marriage or binds that count in regards to certain levels of that understanding. But there was something that was gathered in terms of like, I thought I knew everything, but I really didn't know everything. I didn't know it all. So, but this is like at a higher wisdom level. This gets clarified with the Queen of Swords. So now this is understanding the truth of it all and sitting in your throne now because of this information gathered. So you're like, okay, so this is how it is. and other justifying this to self, right? This could also signify that you could be dealing, of course, with a Taurus or a fixed energy, because this is regarding what you're understanding from the past. But this here, as an air sign, could signify yourself sitting in your throne, Gemini. Also could signify maybe other aspects in your astrological chart or people that are in your life, such as, like I said, a Taurus, a Gemini, Aquarius, or a Libra. As we move forward now, I have the Queen of Pentacles, because from this throne and this understanding now, the Queen is here now to give views to how where this all came from now. So there's this understanding and knowledge of this manifestation, understanding earnings and what you gained, and understanding the control and level you have of this manifestation, because it's the same kingdom that leads to the Empress. So you're understanding this grounding now, solid approach, and it's going to be executed and moved forward as the Queen deems fit, because now we have this being clarified, because she's going to usher this out. Either this is going to come from a situation or a place, like a stable, grounded business, organization, or something, to offer this matter, because it's on an emotional level. It's understood that to nurture this matter, it has to be offered or given, but it's going to be offered or given because it's coming from the place of the Queen, and she's sending her knight, in other words, towards this endeavor. How are we going with your story? Okay, so the next card that I have in terms of this, also before I move on, this is also more earth energy. Of course, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and with the Pentacles you have more earth energy, signifying a grounded, stable approach on how to move forward from an organizational, more constructive way from the Queen, that nurturing energy. So now we have the Justice card. So this is like the Queen of Swords taking a step up now, because now there's a level of justice coming from this truth that you're sitting in your throne. You could also be dealing with someone who's like a Libra, because this is an energy of finding balance. You could also have some sort of justification relating to anything that has to do with contracts or legal matters, but this is also standing in that truth. This gets clarified with the Devil card. You could either have this information coming from a level of an earth energy, some sort of Capricorn energy regarding, could be some sort of reflection of the year or how things are going to progress throughout, like this energy. This could also signify that in this justice or justification of seeking this balance and gaining this knowledge of the major arcana, it only gets clarified by the Devil card, because someone or something is playing devil's advocate with this energy in the process, right? So from this energy, we have now the King of Wands, because now you're going to say, okay, well, this is where we're going with this. So someone's going to take the authoritative approach of the fire energy of the King of Wands to move forward authoritatively, passionately, on how they're going to express their viewpoints, make decisions, and how their thought process is going to be, like, you know, in terms of like where they're going now. Okay, this could also signify that you could have a fire energy that's going to surround you in terms of an Aries, a Sagittarius, or a Leo. And this is only going to be definitively being clarified with the Knight of Wands, because it's going to come from there. It's going to come from him in terms of like the energy, okay? Because it's an authoritative figure, more masculine approach. Like, it's what I say now, because this is how I feel, and nothing's going to stop me, because I know my will, and I'm going to passionately move forward in how I see it fit and express myself passionately and take that out, because this is how I'm going to present it, and I'm going to usher this forth because this is my decision. In other words, you're going to execute it. Okay, go off. So whatever is being offered to you from the Queen, this justification of being like the devil's advocate, they're sending this practical approach, then you're going to take this level. It's like, okay, well, then this is how it's going to be. No problem. So let's usher this out. And in terms of like taking this approach, this gets clarified with the Emperor card. With the Emperor card, I see this as being finalized, like the end of it all, and understanding the power now, having rule and control over your affairs, over the world, in terms of like how you move in your world is your life, right? And taking the seat and in this throne, in this capacity, understanding that you grew from all this information in terms of like understanding the different levels of it all. This is also a mirrored image and a reflection of the Hierophant, because you thought you knew anything, but you didn't know anything at all. But when you come to this level at this point, it's like in a way you are controlling and making decisions from a rulership point of view. You're all four kings in one. But this will also confirm certain energies regarding a fire sign in your life. Maybe there's a heavy energy of an Aries, not only because it could be a person, but like the fiery spark that's starting something new, taking a leadership role, doing things like that. That energy is what's encompassing this card. And what's interesting is that it gets clarified with the Hierophant, because again, even though you're at this, I put a dot at the end of the sentence because here I am, it's over, I have control of everything, I'm on point, to right here saying I'm definitely on point, because now at this level with this power, I understand that I really thought I knew everything, but I really don't know anything at all. So that's how your reading ends. You see what I'm saying? So you're going to have this energy of I know, but it's going to be off of this, because you think you know, but you don't know. And even though you're at this thing, like, but now you gained power from that uncertainty from the beginning of the reading, moving forward to understanding everything as you progressed. So I hope this made sense for you and it resonates with certain Geminis, because it's not going to resonate with all. But if it does, thank you so much for checking me out and for your time. To support my channel, please like the video and subscribe. And I appreciate you once again, and I will see you in February. I wish you the best of luck. Peace and blessing, gems.